Hey YouTube, this is the Logical Samurai, and I'm gonna start off this video by saying I feel absolutely disgusting just by being on this guy's YouTube page. So bear with me. We're going to listen to Gazi telling us why interracial relationships are rape. And then, talking about why this guy is a total idiot. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into this.
Now, let's talk about rape culture. Now, this is where it gets deep.
Deep and oh so misinformed. Anyways, let's continue.
Equality, y'all. So, a lot of people always ask me, Gazi, what do you think about interracial relationships and all these kinds of things and da-da-da. Let's talk about black rape culture.
That's how you know this video is going to be good. Anyways, let's make it to his first point before I have an aneurysm listening to this guy's voice.
Okay. I'm an African internationalist, so I see the world as understanding that this entire world around me is built off of colonialism and parasitic capitalism in the form of white power.
Do I really need to say anything about that first point? Maybe at one point, but why should that matter for these, modern days where, everybody's more or less equal? At least under the law anyways. Anyways, let's continue.
Right? And we're about to go there. Tag your interracial friends. Tag your friends that are dating white people. Okay, so I'm an African internationalist, meaning that I'm a materialist, and I understand that this entire base of our reality is built off of colonialism, the attack on Africa, right?
No, it's not. It is most definitely not. Yeah, just no.
Okay. In prison, with that being said, in prison, if a correctional officer and a prisoner, have sexual relationships, they're not supposed to. A correctional officer is not supposed to have a sexual relationship with a prisoner. Now,
I'm gonna stop it right there because this is kind of the part where when I was watching other videos, doing a video about this idiot, it got me thinking because, okay, it's a false equivalence for one, considering black people are not being oppressed by white people in these modern days. And another point is it's not necessarily because they cannot fall in love in prison with a correctional officer. It is because a correctional officer cannot have those kind of relationships with whom they are guarding because it creates a security issue. That is something that I haven't heard brought up in other videos that I watched on this. In order to get a different perspective on this video, I urge you to check out videos by Tyler Preston and people like them. I watched his video most recently. Pretty good video. He made some pretty decent points. So, anyways, let's get into the rest of this train wreck.
Now, if a correctional officer and a prisoner have sex, the correctional officer will be charged with rape, even if the prisoner says it was consensual, yeah. Because the prisoner cannot say it was consensual because there's a different power structure. There is an unequal power structure. There is the correctional officer, the prison guard, who's up here, and the prisoner who is down here, right? So the prisoner cannot actually say if they really are in love with the correctional officer, because the prisoner is underneath the power structure of the prison guard. So the prisoner can't even trust themselves in saying that they love the prison guard, because they're not in equal terms of an equal relationship to equally see each other and equally fall in love with each other.
Alright, refer you back to my previous point when I stopped the video in the middle of this point. Now I'm going to repeat myself. It's not because of the power structure that they cannot fall in love. It is merely because the job that the prison guard has been trusted with prohibits him from getting into a sexual relationship with the prisoners, because that would create a security issue. You know, you can't really trust the guy that's in bed with the ones they are supposed to be keeping in line. Anyways, let's continue and see how this pertains to black and white relationships and so forth.
Are you following me? Now, I want to talk about consensual. Thank you. I want to talk about interracial relationships when it comes to an African and a white person. Okay? Here we go, bitch. Here we go!
I don't even... You're probably gonna have to watch the original video to really understand what that was. And maybe if you're, you know, a Gazi, I don't know, regular viewer who actually supports his content, maybe you know what that was about, but just kind of makes him seem stupid. Anyways, let's continue.
Here we go. We understand that we live in a world that is built off of white power.
That's a fun thing, because he starts his argument off with what you should already understand in order to actually get his following points. No, that's not really how an argument works. You have to, you know, go from, you have to state your points and then eventually convince them of what your topic is supposed to be discussing, not starting off what they should already believe in order to, you know, digest your toxic rhetoric. Sorry about that. Anyways, let's continue.
And that white people are up here with this power. African people are oppressed every day by this power. African people speak, you cannot say that you love your white partner because you are not on equal playing fields.
As far as the law goes, we are on equal playing fields. As far as statistics go, yeah, black crime is statistically higher in the US. You know, it's more rampant in the US. So that's probably why you would come to the conclusion that you're oppressed. But you aren't. You are not oppressed. If you are following the law and shit, then you will receive equal treatment underneath the law. Not to say that there haven't been instances where you may have been discriminated against because of your race, but as far as the law goes, that is not how things work. Let's continue.
Would you speak English if it wasn't for the oppression of your white partner? Would you think the way if it wasn't for you going through the school system of your white partner? African people live in a society that tells them every day that white people are smart, white people are beautiful, white people are powerful, white people are superior.
I would like you to direct me to the person who tells them this, because that person is wholeheartedly incorrect. I personally don't mind. I personally really like, you know, ethnic girls. Um, but doesn't it doesn't really mean anything, right? Thinking that black girls are really attractive doesn't, you know. And it all comes down to personal preference on that one. I'm not going to spend too much time on this part. It's just dumb. Let's continue.
Every day that is told to us through advertisements, through books, through the school system, through entertainment, through media, through music, through every instance of our life, through the judicial system, through the employment system. It is telling us that white people are great, white people are powerful. So when you have little African boys who are 12 years old, who are 13 years old, saying that they want to be with a white girl, it's probably because they saw Frozen. It's probably
has absolutely nothing to do with personal preference, right? Absolutely nothing. Nothing has to do with seeing the movie Frozen and the fact that white people occasionally appear in media. So that means if I say I like black girls, then does that mean I'm just saying it because I watched the movie The Frog Princess, which is actually a pretty good Disney movie. I rather like Disney movies. Anyways, and by the way, I'm pretty sure Gazi's using himself as a source in this instance because there aren't any in the description to back up his claims that that's what the society teaches people. Anyways, let's continue.
Because they see all these Disney movies with these beautiful white princesses, because they see these cartoons with these beautiful white girls, because they play a video game of Mario chasing and trying to save a white blonde girl.
I direct you to the movie The Frog Princess. Black Disney princess, everybody. Just as pretty as the rest of them. Anyways, let's continue.
So, then also, this white person has resources over the African. So the African becomes dependent on this white.
The tangent that he just went on about Disney princess and video game characters completely kind of lost me on how that's supposed to pertain to interracial relationships. Anyways, let's go.
Person. Even if the African, let's say, is a basketball player and the white girl is some waitress, the white girl has access to the police force, access to the state, access to employment, access to spaces of society where she is deemed dominant. And when this
black people have just as much right to call the police as white people do. They have every single right that a white person does. It's ludicrous to think that just because of the color of your skin means you're less than somebody else in terms of society, because no. In fact, these days, with Black Lives Matter and everything, white people are kind of like, we're taking hits at this point. It's, if I get shot by some cop, there's no one to riot for me. Let's go. Well, I suppose there's White Lives Matter, but that's a hate group as far as the government is concerned. Anyways, let's go.
African man is with this white girl. White society looks at him like, oh, he's a tame nigga because he has a white woman. So there's benefits of being with a white woman, even if she's poorer than the African man. If they are pulled over and the police officer sees, oh, this is an African girl, but she has a white husband, sitting right there, she's good. So,
has nothing to do with personal preference, all about power structure. You've heard it right here, folks. This is no joke. I don't even fucking know. That was a really bad joke. Yeah. Let's continue with this, shall we? This lovely little bit of content right here. Right here on YouTube. Not racist at all. Not racist 100%.
I want to say all of that to say the power structure is completely different right now when it comes to living in the colonialism. White people are up here, African people are down here. You can't even say you love a white person. You can't say you love your white husband or white wife. You can't say you love your white girlfriend or white boyfriend because you're not.
Hear that? You cannot love the opposite race just cause power structure that doesn't actually exist. Anyways, I think I've been on this topic way. Yeah, I've heard enough of Gazi's voice. If you want to listen to the original, I guess I'll put the link in the description. Not that I think this person deserves any views. No views at all. This person's toxic. Like, seriously, holy fuck. Yeah, I do not and feminists keep saying that I should put the I should say outright that I do not condone people going to harass whoever I do a video on, which I don't, of course not. So just go to the original video and learn something, boys and girls. Learn something, because I'm out. This is Illogical Samurai signing out.